door, coffee cold, mine's woke. 2 mics, 1 code, yeah, yeah. Scrolling through the chaos, headlines loud, hearts numb, then I hear that drip talk. Cutting through the hum, gem with the side eye, true stain with the data in his cup. They don't just gas up dreams, they show you how to level up. Oh, from the hustle to the headlines, from the culture to the grind. Every angle, every timeline, they lace and never waste your time. Welcome to the daily drip, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Oh, tech and politics, stacking common sense, turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking, let your future flip like describe your own ascent, every gem, every take, every tip, yeah. Oh, yeah. They make it make sense, yeah. I'm tired from the doom feed, faith in rent thick, algorithm playing mind games, selling you the same quick fix, then I catch that real talk about credit scores and crypto slips. Union fights and AI rights, and why your boss be talking slick. Left lane, right lane, truth rise in the same frame. If it's cap, they call names. If it's facts, they fan flames. Oh yeah. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Tech and politics, stacking common sense, turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking. Let your future flip like describe your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip, yeah. They make it make sense, yeah. From your psychic to your 9 to 5, from the group chat to the bottom line. There's a late night guide through the glitch and grind. If you listen close, you gon' change your life, change your life. Welcome to the daily drip. Let it run, let it run, let it run, let it hit. Hey, tech and politics, stacking common sense, turn it up, feel it in your chest, clicking. Let your future flip like subscribe to your own ascent. Every gem, every take, every tip, our daily drip. They make it make sense.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Daily Drip Show. I am your co-host, Jim Jones, in the building. Thank y'all so much for coming and chilling with us with this late night drip. And along with me is my brother, like no other, Plain Dane. Give it up for my brother. Shout out.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. Hey, shout out to you, man. It's been a rough week. I'm glad we was able to make it. I am the humblest of the humble co-host, your man, Plain Dane here. Male perspective on all things that's freaking hilarious. We got a good show tonight, I bet you that. Bringing you my expert opinion from the point of view of risk management, or risk assessment, or insurance, however you want to view it. Not to mention, I dig into my entrepreneurial spirit from time to time. Lots of years of that. I get it to the baggeth whenever possible.
And in the background is the producer, Cassius Pay, with the sounds that we have. So shout out to all of us for being here with this late night drip, but also shout out to you for dripping with us at this late night. Shout out to Emily for dropping something very quickly in the chat. Make sure y'all drop y'all names in the chat, or where you at? Where you watching from? Let us know. Let us know. Because we need to know. Let us know if you're in the US, let us know what state you're in. If you're in another country, let us know what country you're in. Very much appreciate you. Hey, team, though, check out the group chat. Because listen, we're not going to show this up here, but apparently, if y'all ain't been following, this is like sidebar. If y'all ain't been following the NBA, some people don't mess with the NBA. I do. Apparently, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden got into a beef, and I put the little scuffle in the So we ain't the only ones having a rough week, baby. Because James Harden is on the floor. Okay, he having a rough week. Oh my goodness, y'all. Drop some drip in the chat. Let us know. Y'all having a good week, a rough week, anything going on with y'all, because with this show we got today. We have a lot of things we're talking about between the job market, between the U.S. politics. Oh, we got stuff about education and some manipulation. Okay, but we get to that, baby. I don't think nobody's even talking about this scandal going on in the government. Y'all know we love to bring that to y'all with that drip. So without further, thank you. Shout out to producer. Make sure y'all hit the like button. You still in here? Hit that like button. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. And if you're a little skeptical, hang around, because we're going to show you why you should. Also, check out the socials below. We on all the platforms. Check us out. All right, y'all. So first, we're going to talk about President Trump. Now, if you are just new to us, we already discussed the one big, beautiful bill. And in that, there were stuff around AI regulation. And to give you a little bit of where there's some discrepancy is that in the regulations, it had let's not put too many regulations for at least 10 years. That's a long time in technology life. Just think about it. Think about all the technology you've seen in less than 10 years. But looks like your boy doing a little backtracking on that. And the folks ain't too happy. So let's go ahead and get into that.
Focused on the preservation of human dignity in the face of artificial intelligence. Titled Magnifica Humanitas, the document describes AI as a new industrial revolution and calls for disarming, in the Pope's words, the technology by removing it from military and economic interests, imposing stricter regulations, and encouraging broader public participation in shaping the technology's future. The document stresses that AI is not human, arguing such systems, quote, merely imitate aspects of intelligence and lack experience, emotion, relationships, and moral agency. Leo goes on to acknowledge AI can be a valuable tool, but draws a clear line between computers and the spiritual depth of human beings. Also argued for the technology to be more inclusive as it's put together, as opposed to coming back and trying to apply morality after. It also.
All right, now, before we get into that, why is Pope Leo important to this? Pope Leo and President Trump has a beef going on, okay? Pope Leo ain't with all the stuff that President Trump has been saying. So it's interesting that he makes this and then President Trump is going to say this. Okay. So remember, Pope Leo is saying basically, if he's over religion, right? Really think about morality, which the Bible gives a lot of morality insight into. AI doesn't have that. So he's not really advocating for that. Okay. So keep that in mind before we get into this part.
As President Trump is facing criticism after postponing a long-awaited executive order on artificial intelligence. According to the Washington Post, the decision to scrap the signing came after 11th-hour phone calls between President Trump and industry leaders, including SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg. They and others reportedly warned Trump that a proposed safety vetting system could inhibit artificial intelligence development. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona actually criticized Trump for standing down, writing on social media, quote, America cannot lead in AI if our policy is determined by whichever billionaire gets the president on the phone last.
So this is the last part we're going to show on this. Interesting, right? So in the one big beautiful bill, as we talked about before, it was saying, hands off the regulation, let them do what they want to do, right? Right? And he like, I don't know, I think we might have to tighten that up. Billionaires and the people, not even just the billionaires, the people who are the tech innovators are like, well, wait a minute, you promised me that we could do this. It's coming a problem. Senator Mark Kelly is saying, hey, just because they got your ear, that doesn't make it right for you to be able to lean on them and to do what they want you to do. You have to take a stance. What you about to do? Pope Leo saying you need to regulate. We should be putting our, future in that. People innovating saying it's cool. Let's see where it's going to go. Because if you don't, we're not going to see where it can go. Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all with the innovators? Y'all with Pope Leo? Or you with President Trump? Or he like, I can go either way. Let us know. Plain name, what you think?
It's an interesting one. I feel like we definitely touched on this before. Of course, I'm all about innovation. You know me. I'm like, let's see where it can go. But at the same time, if you ask, I don't know, I'll be on the fence too about some of this too, especially after some of the stuff we've seen thus far. Some of this should need a little regulation, but I'm still like, my curiosity is like, let it go a little bit, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, we talked about this before, and even then I was like, I'm all about growth, but at the same time, it should be monitored. It definitely monitored, so I'm kind of on the fence. I mean, I'm the best way I can put it. It depends on what time of the day you ask me, because I might run into some issue with ChatGPT, and I'm like, oh no, they dead wrong for that one. Somebody need to go in and fix it. In fact, we be having whole arguments here with AI. We have whole arguments like, oh yeah, we go.
What are y'all using? Wait a minute. What is it? Does everybody use the same type of platform? Or y'all all using Copilot? Y'all all using Gemini? Y'all all use ChatGPT? Y'all using Claude? There's a lot of them. Y'all using something else?
And at work, I use Copilot, but at home, ChatGPT, we be getting into it because we got AI assistants around here. We be like, look, we use them for a multitude of different things around these parts. So, but it be certain things I'll be looking like, where did this answer come from? And how was this influenced? Who put that information, embedded that in there for them to spit that back out? Because some stuff they be on very incorrect. Some of it be spot on, but some of it be a little iffy. Like, can't 100% trust it. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at, where I'm like, it depends on what time of day you ask me. But it should definitely be monitored. Definitely. I will say that. But as far as regulations, I don't know. I know they need to police it a little bit. It be spitting out some. I know it's somebody somewhere.
Talk about regulation, man. If you saying monitor and policing, both of those are regulation.
All day. That's why I'm saying I'm on the fence. It just depends on. It's just certain aspects of it. I'm like, that shit was.
Also, drip in the comments. Let us know. Do y'all think there needs to be more regulation, less regulation? In Talk Techie to me, we have talked a little bit about AI. I will say, it is in the eye of its maker a lot of times. So whoever is programming it or wherever it's getting its information, however it's learning from, does matter. So definitely, I think when people talk about regulation, who is writing the foundation?
Yeah.
And I'll leave that for another Talk Techie to me.
Yeah, like the face recognition thing we talked about. I mean, it gets interesting. That's why I'm saying I'm like, depends on what time of the day you ask me in certain instances.
All right, so I can give a little bit of what I think on this.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so when we talk about the deregulation piece, is mainly around, I get part of it. So Trump's new AI orders are pitched as eliminating quote unquote state obstructions, and that's really so companies don't have to face like a 50 state kind of patchwork for rules. So this is basically like insurance, right? Some companies you got, some states you got this, some states you have that, some is no fault, all of that going on. So it's trying to at least keep that aspect going on. I mean, we have that for corn sites for people now, right? And trying to keep certain demographics from being able to access it. So now you got to use a form of ID and all that. So really the language explicitly prioritizes innovation and national competitiveness because other countries may not have those types of leashes or guardrails, right? So it means fewer breaks for some of the largest AI players. They get to push on the gas. So there's already states that are moving without them though. So, mid 2025, 40 states already enacted more than 149 AI related laws already. So mostly around privacy, discrimination, which is the main one, and then governmental use. So these things are already in play before, they tried to make a blanket type of executive decree about it. So the federal move is basically that DC is trying to pull power back from the states and clear the runway for the industry in itself. So we got to ask ourselves who benefits first from it, right? So deregulation, it always helps the capitalized players, so the big boys, right? So the most, aka the big models, big cloud, big chips, the small founders still get crushed by compute costs and distribution out of it. So it's really another form of monopolization. People that had the president's ear. And so if liability is soft, right? Externalities, so that's the job loss, scams, deep fakes, all that stuff that comes along with you snap your picture and all of a sudden, you over here fraternizing with donkeys and such. And it's going all over the place. You get socialized to workers and consumers. They tell you that your job's being replaced, but really it's already been proven that it's a bust. And really the upside is just all of it gets privatized. And that's really what it is. In my opinion. A hustle.
Yo, and my peoples, there's real fans that really, really rock with us. Go back, look through the episodes when we touched on this. You will see how consistent my man Cash's Pay commentary is on this. He really just expanded on it and updated it, and there was no regulation on his opinion. He just expanded on it even more because we've been given even more information on the subject. Please go back and check it out and tell us which episode it was we touched on if you're a true fan of this show. I challenge you. You'll see it's almost linear.
Shout out to us too, because I think we hit 2,000 on the live stream not too long ago, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A couple weeks back. Yeah. And we're hitting some milestones, y'all. We got quite a bit of subs. Man, we started from the bottom, like with nobody. Y'all, we've been consistent. So shout out to y'all.
Just us and Joe.
Famous been in there too. It was us, and Joe, Famous. Famous is in there too. Shout out to the OGs.
And Joey Zaza too.
Joey Zaza, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just I had to mention that, bro, because everything you said that was kind of going to happen is already coming to pass. It's kind of ill the way from the last time we spoke on this till now. Like the expansion of the conversation is insane because you was like, about companies want to pretty much be the ones that benefit from it. Like you literally touched on just about everything you touched on before, but you just added the new information in there too. So shout out to you, Cash's Pay.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Y'all don't understand that one of the smartest engineers is real good at connecting dots on you thoughts. I promise you. Go back and check our old shows. It's very consistent.
You say connecting dots on the thoughts? I love that.
Oh man, we got some thought stuff coming up, y'all. We gonna get there. So in the background while Cash is talking, I was showing a website that's tracking jobs, stocks, and using AI to do it. So as we talk about AI and regulation, it's interesting that these companies are like, oh no, we don't want to have regulation. But that's because if somebody independently owns this, or maybe if they don't independently own it, they're trying to show how much the stock market is to their job when they have layoffs or when they're hiring. And this website does that. So this is some of the things that people do to connect AI and the companies. As there's no regulation, it's not that there's no regulation. If you think about it, the regulation is usually in the beholder who has the money. So let's say this is not showing favorability to, I don't know, let's say one of these companies, pick whichever one, they could have this shut down, right? There's no regulation that would say that, they're violating something, like, well, let's shut them down. So this is really what they're pushing for, is the ability to shape, mold what information is available to you. Speaking of information available to you, and speaking of AI and scrubbing, we got a good one here. Judiciary tried to hide that they had relations in the chambers. The name was scrubbed, baby. They used the internet. So let's get this straight. The robots are taking our jobs. Wall Street is trading on our misery. But if you think corporate America is messy, because we just talked about layoffs, let's take a look at the judicial branch, where the term legal briefs apparently took on a whole new, highly literal meaning, just like oral arguments, y'all. Because listen to this. Yeah, oral arguments. Listen, she was here. Look, I'm here for the oral arguments, but she said allegedly. Okay. So she said this article came out and said that they had an unnamed federal judge. And so in short, they were saying, there was an extramarital affair, and they were very much an anonymous judge, right? After they published the article, they ended up finding out that it was Judge Eleanor Ross of the Northern District of Georgia. And so they used... So technology was
What's up with Georgia? Why is it always Georgia?
Yeah,
Georgia is like Florida, man, with public figures.
Yeah, it's a lot of penny pulling down there, man.
So they said that, the problem is that the overall judicial system was trying to cover this up. They would refer to them as a subject judge or anonymous judge, right? They refused to say her name. And so they said, this is where the story is going to pivot, and they're going to talk about AI and how the federal courts are not ready for it. Essentially, what they did was they used AI to filter out, to figure out who she is. And how did they do it? They reached out to, deep research modes and different bots, and basically use AI to reverse engineer to figure out which judge it could be. And then eventually the bot went ahead and took a guess at the officer's identity as well. It said it came back within 10 minutes of work and unraveled all the work these judges put in to make it confidential. So what's happening with AI?
That's going to be an issue then. Because if you can put together context clues, you have to seal all documents for court. You're not going to be able to redact names or anything.
Nothing. We are going to know about who has to provoke throats around that place.
So this article basically says that for lawyers, this should underscore the importance of getting up to speed on technology, because whether you're trying to maintain their confidentiality or hoping to crack a mystery, like if you're not using AI, you're failing. So, which is true. If they were able to reverse engineer, not being lawyers, right? Not knowing the right terminology, not necessarily knowing where to look, and we're able to figure that out, then if you're a lawyer, you're not looking at AI, you're behind. And so we're looking at it from that. I didn't pull up like the whole judgment or whatever's going on with that, but just the fact that we are talking about AI and we're talking about news, politics, and Georgia. Because, man, listen, we got Fannie Willis doing her thing there. Who else in Georgia's over here messing up? That's not where Lisa Cook was. It's but it's just Georgia. Georgia's had they bouts with it, but this is crazy. The fact that the entire court system went
for Fulton County specifically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Fulton County. Yeah,
that's the only reason why people even know about the county in the name of the county itself is because Fulton County represents
But why?
Why?
I'll
tell you my opinion.
Why would you as a let's say real quick before you get into that, think about it. To be a judge is not an easy path. You have to graduate all the way to high school, right? You graduate high school, that's normal, right? Graduate high school, well, normal for some. Graduate high school, go to college. Not only do you stop at college, you go get your JD. After you get your JD, you have to then practice law or have usually you get some kind of specific law degree in that state or the nationwide one, which I understand is really, really hard to be able to practice nationwide in the US.
Nationwide.
You do all of that, get elected to be a judge, and you risk it all for some penis.
Yeah.
Something that when you walking down the street, they'd be like, hey, can I give you some? And you out here about to lose your job.
What?
Doing it in the chamber. You couldn't wait till 6 o'clock, baby. You couldn't wait. You could have just... Women, drop some drip in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong. You walk down the street, tell me somebody ain't offering it to you.
Well, they banging more than gavels in Fulton County.
Listen,
I mean,
it's crazy.
That's not the only...
My drip is this. Why? You did all of that. You worked so hard to be in the percentage of people. Because it's not easy. For that?
Oh, trust
me. Because I'm in a
County.
position of power and I got fetishes or whatever. I've been texting
Right.
so and so all day, and I just wanted to do this because I
He
can.
better wait
and
till
I
6.
never thought
He
about
better
it.
wait till 6. He better wait till 6.
He told him at lunch she ain't got nothing under that robe. Come
There you
find
go.
out what this shit hitting for. That's what she said.
Allegedly.
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 AI hasn't told us yet.
Unalleged.
AI hasn't got it
Yeah,
unredacted
probably.
yet. What was
Oh
said.
my goodness, Joe in the chat, y'all. No, I'm
My
not
man
putting that
Joe.
up there. I'm not putting that up there.
Joe
We're not gonna do
Joe.
that.
Homer.
My
No,
dog,
no,
my
no.
dog, oh
Yeah.
yeah, my dog always come through. Yes. That makes
It
Homer.
perfect
really
sense.
is. Isn't it actually the home of it though? For real?
Yes.
No, is it?
I think it is.
No, it low key is. No, it is.
I think it low key is.
No, it
We
is.
just know it. Oh my goodness.
All right,
But-
but to pull it back, like with this whole
That's what she
situation, is really what
That's
does
what she
it
said.
what does
She
it
said-
say about our institutions, right? And really, we're talking about holding people to higher standards, which has eroded lately. But that was the whole thing. We trust these people. We put them in power to be better than, right? At least some of these situations and the moral proclivities. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be extra with the language, but whatever. It's a
That's
premium
right.
on trust, and trust premium is real money. Because I got to take it back to money. You got courts,
That's
hospitals, pilots. You aren't paying for the service only. You're paying for the trust premium. So when a federal judge is caught having sex in the chambers, allegedly, but
That's-
probably.
Don't say the
You said it. You said penis. I can't say that.
no. Penis is an actual term of the body part. I didn't
All
say
right.
the action. Say intimacy. I don't know if we can say the S word.
Go ahead. You can just
bottom
you can
line is-
edit over my name.
We
Or
lied.
my-
We lied,
Yeah.
baby.
Bottom line is, you getting paid all the money you getting paid. You got voted into the position you're in. We trust that you will park your
Right.
lust during work hours, and that's just it.
There
Because
you go.
if you
With
you
a
that
police
soft,
officer, allegedly.
yeah, if you that soft,
Noisy. This is she got
Oh
caught.
damn! So they was clapping cheeks.
oh
It was-
wow,
They was like, pop, pop, pop.
She-
Man,
What O'Shea say? Booty clap?
Dance, make her dance. Alright.
with that
All right,
smile, yeah. Oh Lord, Steve
He
Harvey.
was, his homeboy from Dexter. He was over there like, homeboy
Oh,
from
Lord.
Dexter's tearing it up. It was-
Look at his
But-
face. He's like, hey, I'm gonna get that.
But every,
He was the
every
deputy
scandal,
chief,
though.
though.
Oh, come on.
Mhm.
Okay,
Atlanta
so,
police deputy chief.
Goodness.
Boy.
so
High
all these are
powered
scandals, right? And it,
Yeah,
it forces compliance, more compliance, because after you get caught, then you got to do all the apologies. That's extra insurance. That's all these fake trainings that got to get done for people because they need to know about code of conduct. All of that costs money. And who does that cost? That costs taxpayer money,
Hey,
which
there.
is the court users.
Look though, she got in trouble because the law clerks probably told because it said she was within earshot of them.
Somebody else
girls.
was getting clapped too. That's really all it was. And
Boy.
why? Because it's home.
But look, it was after a judicial conduct committee found she had did so they had to bring this to a committee.
You
They
should have
said,
brought the
Oh,
judge to the
and
committee.
but look though, here it is. You look, everybody who messed with him, every time Trump come through, he find it. If you messing with him, he getting all your dirty laundry out there.
Yeah, like that's
all
my
of
thing.
y'all. Look,
Don't even attack nobody if your situation, if your sheet's not clean. Don't even go talking about.
That's
what
gonna be
happened.
very few people in this space.
right.
So they might as well all shut the hell up and just try to be better.
Ding, 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 ding. And then you
Try to-
loudly getting smacked. You moaning loud amongst people that you probably cussed out that day. You felt
That's
like
her
you was
husband right
powerful
there.
enough. Oh no!
He right there looking like a whole ass bitch. All right, never mind.
Oh no!
She's
Why
married
is
to another
Barbie doing the
George.
dude dirty like this? First, it was
He's a former state prosecutor.
Oh no.
Because what they had homeboy in a bra or whatever, cross dressing that was getting allegedly cut from why his wife was riding horses before she left
Chrissy
out.
Chrissy Noam.
Yeah, so that's going on.
I knew her
Like,
face
this is
couldn't
just
get her name out.
Damn ridiculous. Damn
Everybody is horny. It's crazy. But look at him sitting there. Look at him.
Yeah,
Trying to look like the supporting.
It's like her edges look like mine. Good. We got the same edges.
Crazy, y'all.
I'll
Scroll
stand by
down.
my wife.
See there, right there. Boom.
She made
the
a
same forehead.
Look.
Pattern.
So drop some drip in the comments, y'all. That is crazy. But you know what? Some of us, we have our addictions. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like this video right here sums up how she felt at the time.
Lavender marriage.
I think she just could not, this is how she's feeling, maybe.
Ain't not so think to get on top. Yeah, I did.
That's it. That's all I got right there.
Yikes.
I think that sums that up right about there. All right.
Hey, a judge in the chambers cheating with the chief of police is definitely a double negative.
It's crazy. And by the way, a double negative means that whatever it was that they said, that was what was meant. Just so if I cannot not means that I am unable to stop myself from doing whatever it is.
Like I cannot stop eating Pop-Tarts.
I'm addicted, basically.
I mean, your ass is eating them Pop-Tarts. That's what that
Wow,
means.
addicted is a crazy word in that context. So, right. I just realized once I said that. So, y'all, we gonna go ahead and leave from the scandal in the chambers to the rise of Chinese birth centers. Y'all heard about the Chinese birth centers? No?
No.
Which I was a little surprised at where it was, because good old Texas.
Anchor babies.
Wow. No, literally, that's what it's about. So here we go.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Following Chinese nationals are taking advantage of birthright citizenship laws, having little Chinese babies on U.S. soil, meaning they are U.S. citizens, but then they take them back to China and raise them there. And right now, there are over 1 million children that were born in the U.S. being raised in China.
Damn.
Think about that, because this is what's happening here in the state of Texas right now.
They're being encouraged to get their tourist visas before they get pregnant, allegedly, and then they're being told, come here, we have everything set up for you, allegedly, and come to one of these homes, we'll take care of your stay, we'll take you around, even take you to tourist sites.
Tourist sites? Look at that
crazy.
neighborhood. Beautiful houses, neighborhood.
That look like Frisco.
Being rented out so Chinese women can have births and then go see the Alamo. Jenny Terror is the immigration.
But hold on. Rosenberg, Houston. I'm about to say, I'm like Frisco. Like, what's going on? It says Sugarland, Houston, Rosenberg, and Richmond. So it's over in Houston, probably down by like Houston, San Antonio, probably somewhere in those areas.
That's all over.
Sugarland? I don't know where Sugarland is. Where's Sugarland at?
Sugarland, Texas.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at. But yeah, this is crazy, y'all. So before we continue, in the United States, for y'all who don't know, which I feel like everybody else in the world does know as well, if you have a baby in the United States in current state, that baby is a U.S. citizen, and a lot of times that allows you the ability to stay here as well, even though you may not have a visa or you are not a citizen yourself. That's why some of these ICE interventions have been an issue as well, because like the Dreamers with Obama allowed the kids to stay here and the parents to not be ripped apart. What was that? Elian Gonzalez? Was that who was here as a baby, but like the baby was here, but not the parents type time. It stops a lot of that situation. And so with these birth centers, they would be able to have the baby get care here and then stay with the baby and their baby would be a U.S. citizen. And then since they're a citizen of China, then technically they would be a Chinese American.
Or operative. You keep the terms.
Allegedly.
Ain't no allegedly. So there's a couple things that comes along with this. So the high level would be birth tourism, right? So it's a business, we'll call it, quote unquote. I highly doubt it.
Because they're doing that tourism visa. And shout out to our other shows. Check them out about different visas. We talk about them. Check them out.
Yeah. So a package could be tens of thousands of dollars, probably not paid by the family, but maybe by a certain government, right? Bounding the housing, the medical care, and the paperwork in exchange for U.S. passport for the baby, right? So the operators have each baby. It has a high margin. It's a repeatable product, and it's a local system. But it's also a strain on the hospitals and the schools that are going to be happening down the line. So there's an arbitrage around the neck for these policies. So what it looks like is when you mix 14th Amendment birthright citizenship with global wealth, people buy access to your passport like a financial product. Yes, that is true. But the enforcement is weak. And you have to think about this in terms of how some of the countries who've been around longer, how they run a long game. So what happens? So what's one thing that certain people who are not born in the United States, what can they not be ever, according to our Constitution?
Naturalized citizens?
No, they can't be president.
Oh, president too, yeah. And there's other offices. I feel like there's other offices too that they might not be.
No, you can be all the way up to senator, you be governor, but you can't be president. So if you're born here, you go back and you're raised in whatever country with whatever the norms are, the culture, you can become an agent of said states, we'll call it, and then you bring that ass back. Really, what are you doing? Who are you loyal to? Those are the concerns that can be drawn from those particular conclusions. So yes, at a high level, you can have the anchoring situation, you can call it a business, but on the very, very long end of it, one could conclude that it could be something a little more nefarious.
Diplo immunity.
Well, we'll continue this a little bit more, and then we'll continue on down our path, y'all.
Reporter for the Daily Wire who you just saw. She broke the story, and Chloe Trapanado is an opinion writer at the Daily Wire. Ladies, nice to have you tonight. Jenny, can you take us through what's happening in these homes just outside? This is outside Houston, Texas.
Right, exactly. So outside Houston, Texas, in quiet suburban neighborhoods, there are about 4 homes that have been identified in a state lawsuit that are accused of operating as these Chinese birth tourism centers, where they're essentially bringing Chinese women from China. They're coaching them allegedly on how to navigate the U.S. immigration system and essentially to commit immigration fraud. And then they take care of them. They ensure their birth is facilitated here, that baby gets citizenship, and then you can go right back home. And this is all happening in these quiet neighborhoods where really you wouldn't suspect a thing.
So here's the thing, right? Could you imagine if that was your house up there? And you ain't got nobody Chinese in your house, and they put your house on TV and said you running a birth center.
You get all kind of hate coming up on your ear.
What if you got a real daycare and then you see a bunch of traffic coming in and out your driveway? They're gonna be like, why would that reporter face like this the whole time she's waiting to speak?
I wasn't gonna say anything about it.
No, but I'm
gonna continue a little more because they're gonna talk
you
about
already you know that suburban neighbor face
right there.
Like that. Yeah, like
that's
how
my intro.
Yeah.
That's my new intro face before I say something important. I need citizenship.
Mr. Phoenix.
You know what? So drop some drip in the comments, y'all. Do you believe that it's something that could be nefarious? Do you think that it's just a matter of, you know, the people are here, just they're on a tourism and there's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, you know? Not coming to take the educational resources from our kids who are already struggling. Nothing to see here. Absolutely not, you know? Nothing at all.
I know I'd be suing the damn news if that was my house and I ain't had nothing like that going on. I'm like, I ain't got no damn Chinese people in here.
That's crazy, right?
I got Swedish immigrants in here. They had it all effed up on the news. I'm
messing my whole stuff up. So yeah. Now let's talk about the actual American children. And let's talk about people are sending their kids to school not potty trained.
The growing debate in Pasco County schools of the question, should students be separated if they're not potty trained? District.
Y'all hear that?
Yep. Don't be sitting your little piss pot next to my son. Y'all ain't about to derail what I taught him.
No diapers in kindergarten. So we're going to continue.
Leaders say more kids are actually showing up to kindergarten not ready, and they're making it clear teachers won't be changing diapers. Tampa Bay 28 Pasco reporter Eric Waxler with both sides tonight.
We will be taking that. Pasco County Superintendent John Legg brought up the issue at this week's school board meeting.
However, it is not the kindergartners' teachers' responsibility to be changing diapers for kindergartners.
He says it's a growing problem, not just in Pasco County. Since COVID, he tells me more and more kids are starting school without being potty trained.
Like, now mind you, they're not talking about kids with special needs. They're talking about the regular kindergarten classroom. These are not children with IEPs. These are not children who are in the special education program, because that's a whole separate situation. These are kids that are in the normal kindergarten class that are coming to school in a diaper. Just want to make sure we're clear with that, because we definitely had a video last week where we had a special education classroom where there was stuff going on. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about kids who don't have IEPs, kids who do not have special needs, regular kindergarten class pulling up and their parents have them in a diaper.
Well, it ain't that. You talking about kids that's old enough to say, teacher, come wipe my ass.
Yeah. I mean, that just basically it says a lot about the parents, doesn't it? Like
they're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna go. You already know they go. This is in Tampa, Florida man. Okay.
Understand accidents happen, but the problem is it can't be a chronic issue in the classroom where the teacher is expected to accommodate the bathroom needs and pull-ups and diapers of kindergartners.
At the beginning of the school year, the superintendent says they were getting reports that just about every elementary school had 10 or so kids that were not able to use the bathroom independently. That's why the district now has a plan in place requiring students to be potty trained if they want to start school. He adds that this does not include developmentally delayed students.
We have specialized classrooms that are there that have the proper training, the proper support systems in order to help those students that are developmentally delayed.
I work with all spectrums.
Jessica Silber runs Elevate Advocate and is a parent to a son with autism. She tells me Pasco's policy should follow federal and state guidelines that all other options be looked at before putting kids in non-traditional classrooms.
That to me instantly signals restrictive environments and placing students inappropriately in a program that they might not need only because they are not potty trained.
So let me break that down for you. What she said is, my kid has autism. Your kid needs to be potty trained. Don't bring your unpotty trained kid in my kid's autism class, because they are not the same. You need to train your child to use the bathroom, is what she's saying. My kid needs help in other areas, which is why they have these programs. Just to break that down, what she means by that. Don't take the funds because you don't want to potty train your kid. That's how that translates to me. What do y'all think? Right. Do y'all just hear that?
I think if little Joey and them still peeing their pants in kindergarten, the parents should go to jail. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I think
That's neglect in my book.
Oh my
If
gosh.
you got a kid that's verbal that can actually tell you, I gotta go potty, and they just sitting there talking about and pissing themselves. Junior,
Well, you already know some manipulation can occur with some students anyway. Oh, you want me to go sit down? Yeah. Little Pee-wee, little OG.
Right.
All that.
Meanwhile, I'm calling the mother, yes. Oh, and I'm putting her on speaker. Did you know your son is in here pissing his pants in front of everybody? I'm gonna embarrass
He does that when he gets upset and makes you wipe him up.
So he gets mad at you guys and just piss themselves. Sounds like model parenting to me. This next call is gonna be the CPS. You guys are allowing some bullshit to go on, and I don't. The problem is
actually
it's
child shit. It's not bullshit. It's child shit. But right, this development versus environment is what we talking about, right? So the pediatric guidelines that we talk about when it comes to this kind of thing kind of expects the daytime toilet training, right? We're not talking about nighttime because that might be a whole different beast for some people. They can't wake up. But it's between 3 and 4 for most kids. And it might be even earlier if you put a kid in daycare, right? Your 1-year-old need to wipe his ass.
They say by 2, baby. They should be potty trained. It's crazy work.
And kids like kindergarten, like 5, maybe 5 years old?
6, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And and having no training at all in that whole time is definitely a red flag. And it either kind of shows about support gaps or developmental issues. And this is where we're coming into play with this. Is it one or the other? Or is this our new normal now where parents are just sitting kids in these, and really like you go from diapers to pull-ups, and they never used to have pull-ups back in the day, right? You had diapers and then you skip, and when you turn 80, you get the pins. So like that's really what it was. But now you got diapers that look like underwear half the time. So when it becomes common, though, it signals that households and early childhood systems are really overwhelmed or checked out, right? I don't know if you can teach them potty training from an iPad. Probably could, but you need to put that on that damn iPad.
I know for like therapy, like OTs and therapies and stuff like that, they have like Daniel Tiger and some of those things that like talk about potty and stuff like that. So they do have programs where it teaches them those things. Here's my thing. I'm all for what you said. My thing's what she just said. She don't want to share funding. She don't want to share funding. Here's my thing. If your kid can't go to the bathroom, we should not be like, oh, we're not gonna make them get an IEP. Then they should have a plan. You want to put everybody else in a box. Now your kid's in the PP box. Your kid has no, for real. Because the thing is, they have to go get an education. And obviously they need to be in a classroom that's going to teach them potty training. If you're not, because they're still going to have to be a successful person in this world, which means they're behind at some point.
But
they're still behind.
You can't expect for essentially the government to teach your kid how to pee in a coffee can or
where are you going? Where they going? But okay, so what you want them to do? You want them to just
go home
in class
and learn how to go home and potty train.
What
Parenting
happens
has to start somewhere. You like, babe. You
work in the school system. How many of these parents, when you go and send them home, the parents actually did somewhere they just didn't even care and just let that kid be what they gonna be?
Man, listen. I watched parents give up on kids as early as first grade, kindergarten, first grade.
So forget that kid. What you saying?
Yeah, I've seen kids go to first grade, and immediately the teacher saying, you need to take his ass back to kindergarten because he don't know this, he don't know this, he don't know this. Now all of a sudden the parent becomes an advocate, and that's that parent you see every day hanging up at the school because he or she didn't have a damn job from the get-go. So they could have been teaching their kid a lot of the stuff that they didn't know, but they were just chilling. They were just at the house watching the damn stories or whatever they were doing, or inviting over whoever they can invite over when little homeboy went off to wherever school you sent them to. And you was expecting the teacher to teach everything.
But you still have to flag that kid as something, though. Am I wrong? Like, you still flagging that kid.
They flag
you know what I'm saying? You still flagging that kid.
Okay.
Oh no, that's when that file start getting written. That's when that parent get called in for that meeting, and you telling them, listen, I had to put in here, Thursday at 2:30. Little Timmy said suck his wee and pissed in the plants.
Oh my
We
gosh.
told him to go to the bathroom, but he said the plants is my bathroom, and he said my mama don't care. So we put that out there in bold lettering that mama don't care. That's what he said that you said.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So once you start putting the onus on them, all of a sudden that same kid become, oh yeah, little Bradley made honor roll third quarter. I don't know what changed. What changed? Mama started giving it down because the world could see it. Yeah.
And to bring it back to the money on this one is that like the kids, when they doing that, they not ready to add all this to a staffing cost, cleanup time, and even legal risk now, right? So you go from
it costs
having
money.
like a space in a place in a designated person that would be certified to do some of this to now teacher got to touch everybody's ass and start wiping all kind of ass and all kind of stuff. And they were never designated to have
they were not.
diaper changing centers around there. So it shifts the focus from actually teaching to like basic care, like daycare. It turns it into a daycare center rather than instruction. And so everybody else in that room is going to pay the cost and not get the instruction that they need, because now a quarter of your class, you got to change their damn diaper, and that's 40 minutes.
Are we saying that we should be advocating for laws then to hold parents more accountable? Or are we thinking on that? Because the next one.
No,
why do you
I'm gonna keep it funky with you. One of the best kindergarten teachers I knew on earth, I'm not gonna say her name, but she retired from teaching. She was overqualified to be a kindergarten teacher in the first place. But because of her extensive experience, man, day one, she literally was teaching basics. I'm talking about the first couple of weeks. Go to the bathroom, wash your hands, make sure you flush. Like, she did all of that stuff within the first month. Then she had to go into the alphabet. Then she goes into the, the songs that they had to learn and stuff like that, and writing and all of that. So, and I'm like, why do you do that? She said, because she has to do that because a lot of times them kids, they either wasn't exposed to that type of learning. Parents really wasn't on them. And then on top of that, in a group setting, little Chris is not going to let Charles get ahead of him. So they almost teach each other, because it's like, okay, he going to the bathroom, he ain't wetting his pants, so I'm definitely not going to wet my pants. And then it becomes like a whole little situation when everybody kind of self-corrects, if you will. But again, it starts at home. If you got everybody peeing themselves after COVID, that means during COVID, you just sitting in the house with a damn tablet. And the only thing you heard was, if you piss yourself, I'm taking your tablet. So what they do, they did whatever they had to do to keep their tablet. Then got to school, and now they sleeping on the damn mats, the dry mats that you change babies on or whatever. They got to sleep on those. And there's a few kids that actually went through that, because they might wet themselves in their sleep, but we talking about kids just sitting in the damn classroom pissing themselves. That's insane.
Yeah, like they cognizant of what's going on. They could raise their hand and say, teacher, I peed on myself. And you could have got up before then.
And everybody had the I gotta and she didn't pay no attention, so you got up and ran out, and you might have wet your pants a little bit, got embarrassed, and you went and told your mama, well, I had my hand up, but she wouldn't call on me. So I left out the room and I wet myself a little bit. That happens, but just sitting there talking about some hey, guess what? I made a dookie. No, hell no.
You gotta get it.
Yeah.
My mama said you get paid to do that. Like,
my
mama didn't.
Said this your job to wipe booty. Like, no, it's not her damn job.
Not for unless you're a baby. So this next video gives a little insight into where we are in America. So let's bring it back a little bit. We talked about there's birthing centers where people allegedly from China are trying to have babies to come here, which is crazy in some ways, because if our kindergarten system is trash And according to this, we're in a learning recession. Why, in fact, would you want to be here? It's looking like you're not having too much of a chin kufi hat, Cash's Pay.
Spotlight, a new report shows U.S. students' test scores are worse compared to 10 years ago. And the decline started before the pandemic. After analyzing reading and math scores dating back more than a decade, researchers from Harvard, Stanford, and Dartmouth found what's being dubbed a learning recession. They say reading scores dropped in more than 80% of school districts compared to 10 years ago, and math scores dropped in 70% of districts. The education scorecard points to social media, a lack of testing and accountability, also teacher shortages, the rollback of No Child Left Behind, and chronic student absenteeism as possible contributing factors here. So joining me now for more on this is Thomas Kane. He is the faculty director at Harvard Center for Education Policy Research. And
so as we talked about that, look at them scores. Look at them scores. There's a lot that's been going on with the education system, and I'm gonna do this one, the last part on the education. Something they took away is recess. Like, there's so much going on. We got pre-pandemic, kids were doing a lot better. And it's just, it's wild. We talked about a couple live streams ago about other countries sending their best and brightest, right, to come to the United States, and they sponsor them to come to college here. Right? They pay for them to go to Harvard. They pay for them to go to Yale. They pay for them to go to these top tier schools to come and sit next to PP Paul.
Right.
That's wild. What has changed? What needs to change? One thing that they have identified is physical activity for mental health. One thing the Rona did do is keep people in the house. They saying they need to go outside. They need to go outside.
They brought back like the presidential fitness test, right? Did they bring that back? You remember that back in the day?
Yeah, I think we talked about I think we talked about that.
I think Trump might have brought that back.
Yeah, he was bringing that back, and then the army, for the army, like, and make up in the standards. But here's the thing with this.
I mean, like, for kids, like, didn't y'all didn't do that back in the day?
Yeah, I definitely did it. Yeah. I didn't win it though, because I never could do the mile.
I did. I got the pen.
Good for you.
Because I'm relentless. I can't get beat. Even back then.
It looks like it's still a thing. I don't think it's required. I don't know if it's required though.
I think everybody take the test, but then if you mark all of those,
it's not required, but is required in some states. Okay. So like Iowa says 6 to 17, you doing it to make America healthy again, Bill. So yeah. Okay. Other states no, but Iowa is a yes. So
like the flex arm, bar hang, a bunch of other stuff.
Here's the thing with a lot of this stuff, which is just interesting. We're bringing up a lot of education stuff. School just ended. We got all of these graduation schools ending, rah. But if we're not setting up the youth for success with how to manage things, how to learn, how to grow, what does our future look like? Like, they sitting there on their phone, not even walking. Like, at least walk on your phone. Do some physical activity. Like, do something.
Well, it's gonna look like that movie WALL-E. Like I said before, it's a bunch of people that barely could to move and ordering food all the damn time and letting AI and everything else speak for them, and they have little to no intelligence. They just know what questions to ask and how to order shit and spend money.
So the Journal of Pediatrics was saying that new evidence shows that kids need pauses between concentrated bouts of learning so the brain can hold and store information. Recess gives a chance to navigate relationships and build confidence, which is important for older kids as much as younger kids. They stress the importance of physical activity in preventing obesity, which affects 1 in 5 children and teens. They recommend that recess be protected and never withheld for academic or punitive reasons, as it sometimes happens in school, such as if a child's disruptive, rude, disrespectful. Recess is one of the things teachers use to punish kids. adding that students struggling with behavioral issues or grades are often the ones who need the recess the most. So it said also since the 2000s, up to 40% of school districts have reduced or eliminated recess. 40.
Yeah, but recess is also like a break for teachers too. Like, so that's cutting into that, which is an issue. So
kids should get a minimum of 20 minutes a day and multiple breaks. Countries such as Denmark, Japan, UK get breaks every 45 to 50 minutes of classroom instruction.
Makes
And our
sense.
kids are getting none.
Yeah, and kids of all ages, they need regular recess and physical and mental breaks for their physical and mental health. So if you're trying to lower obesity and increase focus and fewer behavior problems, it's something that you might need. So countries that protect unobstructed play often see better academic performance, and you probably will see happier kids. So when you cut in the wrong corners like this, especially like when schools cut recess and they make room for quote unquote test prep because that's where the money goes, right? To that damn test, no child left behind, all those things. They trade the cheap for high ROI, and that's taking movement time away, and it's going to get expensive later on. I used to volunteer for JDF, or Junior Diabetes Foundation, back in the day, and I'm sure that it's probably exploded now, because that was when I was in high school that I used to volunteer for that and raise money.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
some of that though, isn't the junior diabetes, a lot of that the kids who, it's not because of their food habits, it's like a genetic disorder that they have too.
Yes, but one can be on a dietary angle now too with junior obesity rates. So that's why I was bringing that into play. So when you're trying to boost productivity, it's really trying to ask a question, or you should be asking a question: why is everybody getting sick? So really, recess is not a luxury in this regard. It's infrastructure as part of learning. Yeah. So killing it is like saving money by turning the lights off while you in the classroom or something. Like, you already there. They need the lights so they can see.
And on top of that, like, it's good for socialization. Like I said, half these kids don't even know how to process. The emotional learning takes place on that playground in a lot of situations.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And taking that away is why you got a nation of punks right now. They're ready to shoot first before they even have a discussion about anything. A lot of that starts there, the
hood playground, especially, right? Because ain't nobody nice. Yep. Because it's either you playing sports, right? So you over there on the courts or football or whatever.
You learn competition.
You're trying to talk to the girls or something like that. And back then it was iffy on whether or not you could do that. Or you over there on the monkey bars with the cats that's doing the flips and stuff like that. That's how that used to be.
Right. You experience nervousness. You experience a lot of different emotions that little kids go through. Look, first it's like, I hate girls, ill, yuck, to damn, she's starting to look cute, to man, Charles think he better than me in basketball. Like, you learn so many different things. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point of it. Not to mention, as an educator, that's when you started learning who some of your problem kids
Who's
are,
who, yeah,
who the cliques are, how we need to separate them, how we need to bring them together. Like, you learn a lot of different things there. Or should I say the teacher assistants, if you will, because they're the ones a lot of times are your playground monitors and all of that. Like, they're the ones that can identify the kid that's the black sheep of the bunch, who might need a little bit more attention.
Who's the leader out there on the playground?
Yeah.
Who's the dark horse where you ain't know that they was crazy like that till they got out there and started whooping ass everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, he's
because they quiet in the classroom.
Yeah. They withdrawn, and then all it took was a ball landed on him and he swung on 5 kids. Okay, we know we got to talk to him and figure out what's going on. Like, you learn a lot of stuff on that playground. Recess is essential to me, but I don't even know what that looks like at school without recess. My
like
kids,
jail. That's what it looks like. It looks like jail, sir. That's all that it really is.
That's real.
Yeah, you behind bars already, right? You ain't moving nowhere. Huh?
Yeah, man.
You go to eat and you come back to the room. To the one room.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, that school to prison pipeline is real. It always has been.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sports,
let's see what we
this is
got
good.
here before we move on, because it look like you about to go. It says passing love letters on the playground. Yep. With the thing where you do the little, was it like the little square thing with your fingers or whatever, you go back and forth and you flip it up.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that
little thing,
yeah,
origami thing.
Yeah, I probably still know how to cut that thing. To be honest with you, I know how to fold the paper
He say he getting the letter after he caught that touchdown. You look over at the girl. Hey, hey.
I'm saying that's when you learned. That's when you became a winner. You became a legend in them days. Kickball days, shit. Remember?
You kicked that ball out. Yeah, it's over with.
I kicked it over the fence. And that same day, I talked to Big Booty Judy, who booty wasn't even that big because all this BBL shit now. But back then, it was like, oh, Big Booty Judy. You know what I mean? Her ass, she got a normal butt now. But back then, you was like, wow, Big Booty Judy sent you a letter. And then she came over and did the thing. You pick that, open it up. Do you like me? Yes, I do, Big Judy. Yes, I do. And that was your girlfriend for 2 days.
Yeah, you my girlfriend now. Yeah.
You my girlfriend now. I got 3.
How many girlfriends you got, Dane?
3. No, 3. I got 3 girlfriends.
Right.
You got 4 fingers up. Well, she don't count, but she claim me. I don't claim her. So I really got 3.
Wow.
We go together.
We go together.
So speaking of football, y'all, Governor DeSantis has signed the Teddy Bridgewater Act. That is because Teddy Bridgewater was basically trying to help fund players' expenses like their meals, transportation, rehab, without other support costs. And he got suspended after spending over $200,000 of his own money trying to help players in the community with rides, food, recovery expenses, and more. So DeSantis said, listen, he got into the situation where he was paying for meals and rides for some of the players who were underprivileged. And he said that they called Teddy Bridgewater a mentor, and therefore he was just trying to make a difference in their lives. And he said that this shouldn't have happened. And so now he officially changed the rules for it. So he, it's interesting that DeSantis has taken some of these steps to things. There's some things I'm like, that's cool. Some things I'm like, I don't know about you. But shout out to him on this law. Teddy Bridgewater's just trying to help some youth, be active. We just talked about obesity, right? We just talked about learning and being motivated in school and so forth. And I'm glad to see when I talk about like lawmakers and such stepping out, I appreciate him for doing that. So I just wanted to shout about real quick on that, give a little bit of drip. Because you know who don't care about your kids? These billionaires. He said it's 100% completely unsustainable. Nearly 50% of all consumers' spending now comes at the top 10% of earners, and the bottom 80% will keep falling. Peter Mallett, the CEO of Wealth Management, shared a graph showing this. I don't know if they're going to show. I can't remember if I can see the graph. I don't think so. But basically, long story short, he's saying that the divide is going to keep spreading. And you got people like Teddy Bridgewater trying to help, right? As this disparity continues to widen. So shout out to Ron DeSantis to try to help this little bit of the pie get through day to day, because according to this, I'm trying to remember what is he called. He is a wealth management firm, creative planning CEO. It ain't getting better no time soon. Now, I do want to note this though. Everybody ain't broke. Okay? I know we see on TikTok, we see on Instagram and everything else. Things have increased for everybody, right? But everybody's also not broke. So as we go into these conversations, like, oh, everybody's hurting, you might very well be talking to one of these folks who ain't hurting. If you talk about, man, it's real hard to make sure I can pay this $5 a gallon, they're like, So everybody ain't hurting. Now, I'm not saying they ain't this 10%, but there's some people in there that ain't hurting too. But I do think most of anybody is feeling the lack of pocketing. I don't care how rich you are. Like, unless you're in that 10%, you're still not as well off as you would have been. Because imagine it this way. Even if you
depends
have
on where your
savings,
wealth is, to be honest.
Yeah. Because
some
even
people
if you
are house rich, some people are asset rich, but they're not liquid, if that makes sense.
I hear, but hold on this though. If gas wasn't $5, it was $3. Don't matter who you are, you still lost $2 of profit. If it would have never went up that $2, no matter where your money is at, it still affects everybody. Because even if you are making other money somewhere else, you still would have had more money if it would have stayed at $3. It still took $2 out your pocket. If I have the
wherewithal to be able to switch, some people they switched over completely to Uber driving, or they use their businesses in order to transport themselves and all that. There's ways that you go around it, but I want to get back to the Teddy Bridgewater law. So what we can assume about this is like NIL stuff, college athletes that can pull into this, right? So there's a financial literacy angle here, and where I'm going with is remember he got game. Remember that? That's
no,
what I'm
it's
trying
high school.
to say is
it's high school, by the way.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm perspective college, because after high school, it actually increases your chances of getting really lower level NBA money if you get an NIL deal. So this law is for players, and really it's talking about branding because it uses the player's name here. So inside of it is real rules really about eligibility, transfers, and money for young athletes. So really, an athlete really doesn't understand the contract or the law, and everyone around them kind of eats first. So and just like in He Got Game, right? Daddy was pressing and all of that kind of stuff, right? So think of it as high school, kind of like minor leagues. Really, it's an equity deal. If you gonna get nasty about it, and where the law is trying to protect in a smaller sense. So as athletes have gotten more savvy about their financial literacy early, you got to kind of catch them earlier, right? Flavored vapes, that kind of stuff. That's where I'm getting at. So the kid is now the startup company, and the law determines who can actually take a cut and win. So anytime a politician slaps an athlete's name on the law, you need to ask yourself two questions: who gets paid and who actually gets played in that situation? So that leads us back into that inequality warning that the billionaire have here. So, U.S. billionaires hold trillions in wealth now. And so the federal survey shows, or the Fed survey, not federal, Fed survey shows 37 to 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. That's significant. So the wealth manager here have types, right? And we're calling that the inequality here is 100% unsustainable. And that means that even some of the winners think the game is getting unsustainable now. They're like, yeah, I'm winning, but shit, I don't know if I want to run this race. I'm ahead, but I'm not feeling this. I think I'm running ahead into a damn ditch. I'm winning the race, but it doesn't feel like I'm winning right now.
Race is cool. The marathon, not so much.
Right. So extreme inequality actually dampens demand, and this is where a lot of people are feeling it. You got restaurants, they're saying please come in, and you got McDonald's saying, please, baby, please, right? So if the median household is being tapped out, corporate earnings and political stability both eventually are going to take a hit, and they're going to start wobbling. So historically, when the top gets too far from the middle, you get either big policy swings, like a Mamdani type, all that kind of stuff, or you get social unrest, or you get both. So when people start managing billions and start saying that the gap is unsustainable as they count their money, that's not socialism. That's risk management. That's bunker buying. That's all that kind of stuff. Hanging on the child line.
That part. A little bit of, we ain't there.
Good time.
That's when the Jeffersons is just a damn TV show. It's not life. We ain't moving up. We just staying stable at this point.
Trying to stay still. Trying to not go down.
Look, we barbecuing every day now. It ain't just weekends. It's like, shit, let's throw. You know what, baby? Right. It feels nice outside. We should throw something on the grill. You be looking like, damn.
Because that natural gas is too damn high.
Yeah, but mama, I want McDonald's. Boy, we got cold, lighter fluid, and sausage at home. What the hell is you talking about?
This is actually a perfect segue because this is even affecting the dating market. So let's talk about actions have aftermath. Millennials are spending $252 on average per date. Spiraling over dateflation.
Man, listen.
It says that the figure includes transportation, getting ready, and the actual cost of the date, such as food, drinks, or tickets. Millennials reported that the highest average cost per day is $252, followed by Gen Z, which is $205. Rising costs are changing dating behavior. Half of Americans.
Okay, are we talking about from a girl's perspective where they be trying to count their hair and all of this shit into the date prep, or no?
They're talking about the all-in spend. So they're just trying to tell you, but they're just saying, like, think about I don't care what you talking. It do not cost on average those $250 dating 10, 15 years ago. I don't care what nobody's talking about. It was not no $250. You were going to top tier places. You spending $250 back then.
You was top tier and not spending $250. Top tier is dollar show.
Cash is paid.
Back of my car.
So listen, it says the average all-in spend date in America, including pre-date grooming and gas money, as well as the daily costs.
So you gonna count your hair.
It has climbed to $189, up 12.5% from last year. Dateflation has outpaced 2.7% inflation rise over the same period. So it says millennials is the highest, Gen Z's up to $205, millennials $252. Gen X 173, baby boomers 127. Baby, listen.
127. See, like you can't.
126 down from 127. Listen, I'm surprised the boomers are this high because, baby, it should be a smooth $20. Y'all getting the discounts at the shows. How are you spending $126? Everywhere you go, you get the discounts.
You got the AARP, and before then. Used to be the Buckeye card back in the day.
$126 to take out Margaret is crazy.
They don't like you.
Right. Like y'all going to Denny's. This should be $9.99 for me.
That's all I'm about to say.
No, listen. $9.99. What is Margaret doing that it costs $126?
That soup that she about to get is soup and Salisbury steak in an onion soup.
You're going to the matinee.
$100.
You're not going more than You're not going more than like less than a gallon of gas. So that's $5. I'm trying to figure out where you got to $126.
Top golf.
She doing her own hair, baby.
Top golf. You got a hip replacement. There's no way you doing Top Golf.
No,
Man,
Gen
look,
X, I can understand because they be trying to keep up with the Joneses sometimes, and they're divorcees sometimes, and they got to show out for the little 24-year-olds they taking out. Okay, I can see that.
And
This
that's
I
on
can
you
see.
trying to
This I
trying to
cannot
flaunt your,
see. This don't make sense.
your
And
check.
y'all right here, y'all compete with the same 24-year-olds that they compete with. They just telling them what they not gonna do.
Again, all that I'm saying is that people are counting their normal grooming stuff
my
into
goodness.
date prep because it's gonna cost $200 to get my hair done before I come on out. Are you gonna pay for my hair and my nails? My nails cost $100 for my hands and $100 for my feet. Like, so you can't see me unless we spend $800 before I even come and see you.
Wait.
Guess what? You're gonna be there.
It said that who pays when dates cost this much? So they found a significant gender split in expectations early in relationship. Nearly 3 in 4 men, so 71% of men said they pay for everything on a date at first. 52% of women said they expect to split the cost evenly. 38% expect the other person to pay for everything.
What's up with this damn graph? There's a lot of blue over there with the man.
Men think that they expect to pay.
They are expected to pay.
Okay, the women, there's 10% of them that believe that they were expected to pay.
I wonder what they look like.
Split.
when they
Listen, they go. Never mind. They split it even percent. 23% of men and 52% of women, and expecting somebody else to pay. There are men that's like, nah, she finna pay. 7%.
I wonder what
that
he
must
look
be
like.
he over 6 feet.
Right.
He
Somebody
over
paying
6
for this.
feet. He in there at the gym like, yeah, I'm not paying for nothing.
Yeah, that's because they coming up to him like, we need to go out. Shit, I ain't got no money. I'll pay. Cool. I'll eat.
It said that when we see times of uncertainty, particularly
All I
economic
hear is
uncertainty.
ugly people pricing. I just hear
Oh my
ugly
God.
Right. The skew over here is who's paying is their rating from 1 to 10 on the other side. That's what that is.
Listen.
Is that whole math? Is that what they call it?
Oh my gosh. So we're gonna talk about this and then we're gonna get into this next one. This goes with it. It's talking about the echo chamber. It said that the echo chambers, they're villainizing the opposite sex. They're framing dating as this financial power struggle rather than a relational process in which we're both kind of meeting in the middle and getting to know each other, is what the expert said. Now, before you get into that, before we give everything about our drip, we got some comments. Before we get into everything on the drip, I'm going to show y'all this.
Man, listen.
Boom! Marital income dynamics ranked by total household earning power.
Can you zoom in on that on the graph for us? There you go.
Can you see? Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, according to 2022, marriage type, number 1 rank. Husband is the primary provider, meaning he is greater than 60% of total income. The wife's median income is 30 grand. Husband, 96K. Combined income is about 140, 150 grand. So median income is 126,000. But second is when the wife earns more than 60% of total income. The wife is making.
Is this a preferred ranking on what is this?
It's by total combined income. You can look at the number of your combined household income.
It's saying what the ranks are and
correct.
What current.
So if you look at the man is typically making 96K, he's and the wife, which makes sense, right? Women in these situations usually are some kind of homemaker or have run the business or something like that, like they're bringing that
couponing and shit. Yeah.
But when the wife's the primary earner, right? This is her average income. And the man probably either runs his own business or he's not making as much as she is.
He's a manager at Chipotle right there. That's that salary.
Oh, story time. Boom. You ready? Listen, so I worked at a company where it was this young girl. She was young. She was fly though. She was fly. And she had a baby. And so she was like, yeah, I was a teen mom. But she was about her business. I'm thinking, you already a teen mom. Her kid had to be like she's what, 20, 23 maybe. Her kid was like 7 or something like that. I think this kid about to graduate high school or something like that by now, something like that. I don't know. But I don't know how old her kid is big now. But she was fly. I'm thinking she turning dudes down left and right. Who you think she married? You called it out.
Was somebody from Chipotle?
He is a manager at a Chipotle.
Oh shit.
Now, mind you, let's fast forward to baby in current day. She is a baddie in where she works, and she makes more than this income as her median income. She's making well over 6 figures. She's been making well over 6 figures for years. And so I guess he was like, listen, I'm at Chipotle. Drop 2 more kids in that. Boom. But yeah, so yes, this is very much true.
He got an anchor baby, is what this.
He got 2. He got 2 of them.
Kevin Federline me.
He got him a boy and a girl. Hey, listen, he got 2 of them.
Put it in my pocket. That's what he said.
He said 2 of them. He 2 of them. And I was flabbergasted that she got married to this man, because it was like, you so fly and you doing this by yourself.
You don't know my life. You don't know what
I didn't know her life.
Bombs on me.
Nah, but
baby,
look, this one bought her own house and had it modeled the way she wanted. But that is that house. She has the house the way she wanted. That's her house, and that's what it is.
They be getting dog walked. That fly shit only fly so far. Don't nobody give a damn about that. You just another cute thing I got in the sheets with me. If you stick around long enough to see what the paper look like, hey, it happens. But that's why the Chipotle manager was able to knock that down, because he had the confidence of a CEO. He didn't give a damn about what she had going on.
So that, I mean, look, when I see this, I think exactly of that household, because she is earning probably 80% of their household income. But yeah, like that's how that roll. But in rank number 3, which is not far behind, is basically about 50-50, right? 50-50, right? So they're making, give or take, the 60K, right? That's the average American income. So these are the top 3 as far as the combined household income. Now let's look at this drop though. People talk about, I want my man to provide for me. I want to pay all the bills.
You're talking about on average, yeah. I mean,
this is what that look like. That's what that look like, sis.
But that's the average. Like. That's median. That's median income. So,
yeah,
I mean,
that's one person.
Like,
so look, like if you look at this 50-50, of course it's going to cut in half because she's not working. So if he's working, like, and women want to go on these lavish vacations and expect all this stuff, ma'am, this is you, couponing. This is you washing the clothes. You know, I can have cleaning ladies come in. You are the cleaning lady, baby. You are the cleaning lady. You want to be a Pilates princess? Cool. But you're going to cook, you're going to clean, you're going to sew, you're going to do these things, because you got to make that 70. You're making up the gap.
Yeah, definitely going to need to sew, because you can't have no holes in no clothes. Like you can't just throw it away. You have to
you have to figure out about $50,000 of worth that you're bringing in the house internally without making actual dollar revenue. That's how that makes sense. If it's you keeping your kids, if you got 2 kids and it costs, let's say $2,000 a month to put them in daycare, that's $24,000 you just input in there. So really that's $94,000. That's how you would look at it like that. You still gonna have to do something else.
That executive math, like how companies do, huh? The money that I didn't make at all is the money.
No, but the thing is, that's money that you would have had to pay. So if now let's put this in context. Let's say this husband's the sole provider, wife leaves, 2 kids with him. Now his 70K is 50K because now those 2 kids have to go to care.
How about this?
I'm going with that.
That 70K turned to 60K because he went and got 10K, went overseas, got somebody said, okay, brought them back. They watching his kids.
Well, that's fine. That can happen too. But I'm just saying, like, that's how.
That's what I call a Panda Express.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm saying. That like when women are like, oh, I want him to provide for me. That's what that looks like. You see the difference in this gap is $120,000 to $70,000. You're gonna try to figure out how as close as you can make up $50,000 inside the home. Let's talk about wives being the sole provider. Bruh, you men are at the crib on 45 $45,000. You let her go out there and get this bag on $45K, and you chilling at the crib? It's crazy.
They out here.
Yeah, they out there. Struggling.
You couldn't go to the gas station and work third shift. You couldn't do.
No, he got her. He dropping her off at work. He about to go chill with his homeboys, but he was looking for a job all day. That's what he told her.
Well, in some cases, right, they might not be able to get a job because more likely it might be some felony shit that's in there, can't pass background checks. And so, you know, it's just a
lot of these places is taking you with the felonies these days, so I don't hear none of that.
I say they got a lot of programs for felons right now.
They sure do. I don't hear none of that.
That's because they're gonna pay you on a low wage.
Yeah,
better than bro. Better than no wage. What's going on with this $45K? You letting your chick go out there for $45K? You ain't bringing.
If I'm living for free, is $45K more than what I got?
And she getting stamps.
Right.
With her income being that low, and we together and we married, I ain't got no income.
I'm the dependent, so
I'm the dependent like a motherfucker.
But do you respect that though? Do you respect that though, or do you expect that man to go out and hunt?
Well, you talking about that from a woman's perspective?
No, I'm asking y'all. Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all let me know. Y'all think y'all respect that? Like, look, she got the stamps. I'm gonna stay at home with the kids. We gonna live off this $45K. Okay, and that's median. Okay.
In certain households, it's MOTB, money off the books. He got some other ish going on that's not being reported, and that's why she comfortably go to work. He using her job to probably get some things and put in a name and play. So he not tripping, and that's why she not tripping. He got her car. He hitting his little notes. He doing whatever he do.
And he like, my back hurt. I ain't got no money.
Baby, I make more in a weekend. I make more in a weekend than you make in 2 weeks. What the hell can you tell me? And he only did that twice, maybe 3 times. It's not consistent, but it's some money coming in from somewhere here and there. Or he might be the one that done learn how to work the system, and he on medical leave all the damn.
There you go.
Get a job and you don't keep it long.
Like I need this Primatine mist because I got asthma. You know that,
right? His spinal stenosis was acting up.
That's why Trump said, "I'm kicking all y'all off of that." Since y'all think
you got to start over because
I'm not playing with you.
Yeah. You're gonna have to go back and just scorch earth, get everybody off, and then reassess who actually got shit going on.
Right.
Because you can't even tell.
His foot itch and he can't read good. So we outside, dog.
Like, I'm cross-eyed, so I can't do it. Cash Patel can do it, you can do it too.
And look, I'm gonna tell you something else is going on. He out at that dinner with her buddies. She's slipping money in his pocket so he can act like he paying.
So he can pay for.
I was him once upon a time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've done that. Leaning next to her, kissing her on the cheek. She put it in my pocket. I'd be like, all right, here go the money for the bill.
Well, speaking of bills, we're gonna go into rewind and rethink because Ozempic has been linked to blindness now, permanent blindness. Osteoporosis and gout. Okay.
Yeah, but Ray Charles still know how to feel for that wrist though. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But they're already on. But they're on to GLP-3s now. So let's take a listen.
And this is more up your guys' alley because this gets right into the business sphere, is Lilly has a patent, Eli Lilly has a patent on a peptide called retatrutide. Retatrutide is sometimes referred to as GLP-3. It's a triple agonist of the GLP-1, which we're all familiar with, glucagon, and something called GIP, I believe. If I'm wrong, someone will correct me, of course. The interesting thing here is that in a phase 3 clinical trial in humans, it caused up to 1/3 loss of body weight. So a loss of 1/3 of body weight in about 6 months' time. Yeah. But the peptide that's going to change everything, and this is more up your guys' alley because this gets.
So.
I know what kind of man you.
But yeah, so.
He the mess. He a mess. So, yeah.
So they said GLP-1s making your bones rattle. How about we just give you this 6-month bid real quick with this GLP-3s?
Yeah, and try to get off of it, right? Like that's the issue. It's like if you don't change the habits while you doing any of this shit, like you gonna do this, you ain't doing no kind of resistance training. You're not training your body to be able to accept, because you know your appetite is gonna be suppressed and all that kind of stuff. You're gonna be sitting there looking like Skeletor with fucking your skin hanging off. That is not.
It said anything.
That's
but
not
going to the
that's
gym
not
and
too
eating
sexy.
healthy.
Like it's not at all. So
apparently she's saying they took her content. What?
Who?
This person right here. This person said anything but going to the gym and eating healthy.
Right, like I mean, like
remember, if you go on GLP-1, you'll gain
discipline.
it right back because you never learn how to track your calories, what foods you eat, what you limit. You don't know what your maintenance calories are. You don't know how to get in a deficit. You didn't eat enough protein, so you lost fat and muscle. Dang, all right.
Like
well,
you lost
fulfilled.
everything.
Jesus.
You lost.
No, you lost everything.
Olivia Wilde looks like she's actually dying. She does actually. She looks terrible.
Your fat divorced your body and took everything in the damn divorce.
All of it, the muscle, the bone, the mineral is in your bones, like the fat buckles that are in your face that make you look youthful, like that's gone. Like you're not losing it in the correct. I will not say correct. You're just not losing it in a way that is sustainable over time. You're gonna end up microdosing half of these things, and you know what? For those that are investors in these products, I bet it's good over the long term for people until the lawsuits come, allegedly and all that kind of stuff.
Y'all remember her?
Not no more. GLP-1 and bones. New research links GLP-1 drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy.
Oh God.
Damn. All right. It's like she almost looked as bad as Diana Ross' daughter in the face. Right there.
Is she on it too?
Nah, but she just got big old eyes, looking like Big Bird.
Yeah, but I mean, what crazy is that she used to look like this. Like that's what she used to look like,
and that's skinny already. So it's not like
she used to look like that.
But that's poor sense of self. Now she already talking about some.
Like she is live. Like she ain't had to do all that.
If I show up to the party,
and that's not gonna get her any more roles. Like it's just not.
She would look perfectly fine.
What it's gonna get is chasing youth, and really that's the whole crux of most of this. But really, all it's giving you is higher risk of osteoporosis and gout, because this stuff also leads to pre-diabetic behaviors anyway. So 4.1% of GLP-1 users versus just over 3% of non-users develop osteoporosis, and that's over a 5-year period. And that means that it's like bone softening conditions that occur twice as often. And how do you strengthen your bones? Resistance training. That's how you strengthen your bones. So the FDA labeling already warns about fracture risks for GLP-1 meds already. So they already tell you what's about to happen. You about to be Mr. Glass up in this piece. So what's the risk versus reward on all of this? For many, it's cardiometabolic benefits, right? So the weight loss is still there to outweigh the risk, but it's not a free lunch. It's a trade. Fat off, bone risk up. A GLP-3 will arrive as quote unquote safer, better, and next gen, right? All the buzzwords. But you'll see the long-term data. If Big Pharma hands you a miracle, flip it over and read the receipt. You're paying somewhere, even if it's not at the register yet. He said, pick that shit up. Nah. You gonna argue with me? You better pick it up. That's man camp right there.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So
stay natural, y'all.
Yeah, but
if you
always
can,
something.
right? Because some of these things are meant for people to actually have to do. Like it was designed as a diabetic medication,
right,
to prevent people from having to get on metformin and things like that are just, like over long term could be detrimental to your health as well. I understand that. Not designed for people who can. You still got time to go and get that ass to the gym.
Exactly.
And eat just a little bit better. It don't even got to be a bit better. A little bit better every day, consistently. That's it.
That's it.
Because you ain't gonna get no abs like that. Them abs is gone along with the fat. Because the muscle gone too. So your rib cage is coming in looking like what's that? The Pianist. Is that movie that homeboy was? You the movie buff? I can't remember, but like where?
When he lost all that damn weight.
Yeah.
For that role, yeah, he looked sick. Same thing happened to 50 Cent for that one role he did when he act like he had cancer.
Yeah, he
lost
did.
a ton of weight. It looked crazy.
So, as we talk about health, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up with a little bit of positive drip about loving yourself, but also loving your partner. A man who has never cheated on his wife for 30 years, destroyed all relationship advice, has said one phrase you'll never forget. At his daughter's wedding, someone asked, "How did you do it? What's the secret?" He said, "I don't look for flaws in my wife. I look for flaws in other women compared to her. Not tolerance, active reversal. He hunts for confirmation that no one measures up." So he said, this is examples. She picked cucumbers out of my salad. She just remembered I hate them. She laughed at my joke that bombed with everyone else. She knew I needed silence after a hard day, so she didn't take it. She didn't take it personally. They said 30 years of intentional noticing. You can give 10,000 plus reasons to stay. This is how you test it. So the affair opportunity came twice to him. In 2012, he thought to himself, "Man, that felt good for 3 hours, but then I would spend 10,000 hours hating myself." In 2019, old girlfriend hit him up, married but curious. Instead, he deleted and told her that night. He said, "Why would I hide it? You're the person I tell everything." Boredom comes from shallow knowing, not long knowing. By year 5, he knew her favorite foods. By year 15, how she processes stress. Go quiet for 90 minutes, then she'll talk. By year 25, her body pain patterns tell before she mentioned them. So he knew her. He got to really, he just knows her. Mm-hmm. And finally, 5 hours versus 30 minutes. Lasting couples can do 5 hours of undistracted conversation per week. Divorcing couples, 30 minutes, weekly undistracted conversation. Year 3, passion is fireworks. Year 30, passion is knowing exactly how to touch her and watch her melt. Why start over at 0? Focus energy into one person. Split investment. Every hour fantasizing about options is an hour stolen from your relationship. That is crazy. He said, he starts noticing things about her, scar underneath, streaking her hair, laugh lines, about what those mean to him at 55 versus 25. And finally, his kids said, "Listen, you ruined me for casual dating because how I'm about to measure up to this. This is trash." He said, "Loyalty is a sacrifice, a strategy." Now, drop some drip in the comments. Y'all agree with this? You calling the cat? Plain Dave, you've been married for many, many, many years. Do you think this is a good perspective that young folk getting into it could try to adopt?
I mean, to each his own. I mean, there is no right or wrong way with this. You just got to find what works for you and your spouse. You know what I mean? Personally, I married one of my best friends, if not my best friend that was always that held me down, you know, outside of my obvious homies that's always been in my corner, you know, but all I do is laugh all damn day. I mean, you know, we crack jokes all day, even in arguments. I'm cracking a damn joke, breaking the monotony of the anger that could be happening, or just have some angry sex, whatever comes first. Doesn't matter to me, as long as at the end of the arguing and end of the day, we having some sex, we having a good time.
Oh my!
I like sex. That's really the biggest thing.
Oh my gosh!
A lot of sex.
Oh my god!
A lot of conversation, and after the
my
conversation,
gosh,
have some
keeping
more
it real.
You constantly
the secret
having
is sex.
I'm tired. So by the time I hit the streets, it's like, hey, I'm like, bitch, move. I'm exhausted. I gotta get to the gym. Little energy I got left,
the energy that I got left, I gotta try to make some gains.
I gotta try to make some gains. You understand me? Or I gotta save some energy for when I go to work. And then I go to work, I'm pacing myself at work. Why? Because I gotta get home. Because I gotta have some more sex. So that's the key word. I mean, and honestly, and when I say sex, I'm really speaking of just finding those sensual moments you spend, and intimacy that you spend with your spouse. I mean, if you know, the people that are unhappy, they're always looking. It's kind of like the guy or the girl who can't seem to find the satisfaction from buying an outfit at the mall. So they keep going back to the mall trying to chase that high, that dopamine of getting something new. It's the same deal. I mean, and if you're not really settled, and then on top of that too, like I've said before, it was a line from a Memphis Bleak song that I think suited me so well back in the day. It was on his first album, Coming of Age. You ever get a chance, listen to it. It's the first song. Opening bar, he says, who's sleeping on Bleak? You better wake their ass up. I'm going to show you all the money and the ass I pass up. All right? I say this because once you realize that you can pretty much have anybody you want, you don't want just anybody anymore. And I ain't saying I'm the most handsome thing, you know, but in my day, get who I want. So I didn't want just anybody. And then on top of that, when you start valuing yourself, you don't want to give everybody your time. You just want to make sure you give the time to the right person. That right person became my spouse. End of story.
I think there were some gems in there. Like, I think that the reverse thought process in that. So I like what you said. I also think there were some gems in there, like I said, where
sex is what
instead of being like, oh, she gets on my nerves, like try to look at instead of being like, oh, she gets on my nerves, like maybe thinking about it being an endearing act, not a act of war. Because that is you're unable to have peace, whether it's a relationship or anything, right? Even work, like, you know, you're unable to have peace if you are always at war in anything that you do. So that's all I got for you.
And if you're always looking for a flaw, you're going to find one. So I do agree with homie on that. Like, if you always looking for something wrong, it's a mindset. You're going to find something wrong. You know, if you're looking for something better and you out in the streets, you're going to find something better. So value what you have. Just overly value what you have, and you don't have to always be on the hunt looking for something better, or you feel like there's a hole inside of you got to fill. You know, you should find fulfillment at the house.
I got a perspective on this, and one of the things that I've seen, especially like I got grandparents that were together before my grandfather's demise, and get together for a very long time. One thing that I've learned from that is boring habits. Boring habits beat fake or big gestures. So the things that people find entertaining, that thing, boring actually is where the longevity is. And I'll say that for these couple reasons. So relationship research keeps finding the same things consistent, which is small but positive actions. So things like shared routines, conflict rules that predict long-term marriages. So going to do puzzles together, going to the gym together. These are things that allow consistency within the space, right? So that's way better than just big romantic spikes. That's that roller coaster shit that some people find exciting, but at some point, somebody gonna get off that ride. Somebody get tired. So, and also money is also another thing that happens. So couples that have, I always bring it back to money. So couples that have regular money check-ins and shared goals, they actually report higher satisfaction and lower divorce rates. So being open in that book is good. Stress management is also a joint project. So external stresses like money, work, health, when that's high, couples who attack the problem together instead of attacking each other tend to stay together more often. So it's a skill more than the feeling is what I was getting at when I was talking about grandfather and otherwise.
Feel that.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely feel that.
So I just thought that would be good to end
Well, I can
off
always just
of.
take Ozempic too. I could just do that and then I feel good in a relationship. No, just me.
I mean,
Just you.
maybe. I mean, I guess it's you. I don't know about all that. I don't know about
Riddlebone
all
Jones
that.
over here. You do what you do.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah,
But-
boing.
But yeah, I just thought that would be good to end off of some positivity and out of, a different perspective to think about things and to celebrate the person you're with and the things you come across. But other than that, y'all, that's the drip for tonight. Thank y'all for dripping with us far longer than I thought we were going to drip. But we will definitely see you next Friday. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Tell 2 people you like, someone you don't. We will see y'all next Friday with that late night drip. I am your co-host, Jim Jones. And this is Plain Day. In the background is Cassius Pay. And we will see y'all next Friday. We out.
Talk about long. You the one who made 95 topics. Talk about some is longer than what we know. She won't filled up the show. This one's long.
It's socials below. Thanks all. We'll see y'all next Friday.
Paper in the back, truth in the front seat, body on beat, mind on trust. If this hit your lane, slide with us. Talk that code in a lover's touch. Say you want change and you want it to feel good. Hit the hey, slide with us. Shorty got a spreadsheet, color-coded alibis. She can flip a budget, flip a vote. Barely even blink her eyes. Bass humming through the chassis. While she break down policy, she say, power just a password. They don't think we got the key. We sync up, same glitch. Every kiss got a side switch. Every joke got a data trail. She say we lit, I say we been lit. If this hit your lane, slide with us. Lean in close, keep it hush. Paper in the back, truth in the front seat. Body on beat, mind on trust. If this hit your lane, slide with us. Talk that code in a lover's touch. Say you want change and you want it to feel good. Like subscribe, drop a comment, hit the. She run game, a sundress, ballroom brain, late rain.